I know you can hear it. I know you feel it. I know you see it. The last time South Africa was in this mood of happiness was on May 16, 2015. Do you remember what happened on that day? Well, before I tell you what happened on that day, 16 May 2015, let me tell you something special. The man who's responsible, or rather should I say, the boy who's responsible for bringing back memories from 10 years ago. If you had to look at a special day, 27th of June 2004, it gives you what? 20 years, right? So which means in 2015, when the happiness index of South Africa was at an all-time high, the boy who brought it back was only 10 years old. Yes, Duba that scored the goal and gets Kaizer Chiefs back into a final was only 10 years old the last time they lifted a trophy. In fact, I'll do one better. I'll give you the exact date. He was 10 years old, 10 months, and 19 days. This goes to show one thing and one thing only. Doggy?
Hey.
Amalanga awafani.
Yeah?
Amalanga awafani. One day, uhleli la uyacomplain isistem hlungu akwazi nokukhuluma. One day, ujabula usibulisa sakho shanga ama high five. Amalanga awafani, Doggy.
Kumnandi emzansi.
Sangacela ukubona usmile man.
Hey, kumnandi emzansi la. Yabona into engibona izolo. I had a great weekend. Azinhlolo tournament abantwana Police Foundation mangibuya ngahlala phansi nganaba. Ay, first goal Sundowns ngithi yo ebuho madoda wenzani? Hayi ngike ngadlula kancane ngaya ngapha ngathi uthi umthandazo kancane ngababiza bonke abamakhosi ngathi hawu anikwazi kuyenza le nto.
Ithakazela.
Yeah.
Well, Doggy, I don't know how long that happiness is going to last because as part of the show today, the entire South Africa is sitting down 9 o'clock, our new time slot on a Monday, and they're saying, Andile, we want to know one thing. Was it a goal or not? But do you have questions over and above that? You can send them to us. We're live on SABC1. We've got all our social media pages that are playing exactly this show. And we want to be interactive with you. We want to speak to you. We want to hear from you. We've got Pep Lindo, who's out there as well with his mic talking to you. Wherever you see him, you know that he represents us here and your questions. So get onto our social media pages on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, wherever it is that we are. Ask us a live question. I'll read them live right here and get into them. Let me greet everybody before we do start, of course. Coach, you set for the Orlando Pirates game. No surprises there?
No surprises there. Namhlanje ama sibakhabulisa abantu ekhaya sithi ama tactics ama facts. Akunakuthi i-emblem ithini ama color thini, they are factual in the silethayo.
Oh, we're going to go to that fact. And of course, there's a man who's got all the answers that South Africa is waiting for. Here on Soccer Zone, we call him the principal.
Riperile makaya amalanga wafana mara ilo 11 offside yafana. La ku Soccer Zone today siyoyiqeda le ndaba ukuthi bekuyi offside or not. Nali goal elihle la ka Dupri, was it offside or not? Siyoyiqeda la ku Soccer Zone.
He's standing next to Shirosaku Saseka at the moment. We're going to be going to him, of course, with all things news. He's got great news on what's happening with Mamelodi Sundowns wanting to sign more players. Is that even possible? And, of course, we've got Rulani Mokwena as well out in Wydad. Is he leaving the team that he left South Africa for to go start a new life? Only one person has all the answers. It's the Super Journal.
Andile Artaleria Morocco, this is a story that we broke first last week, that coach Rulani Mokwena, 8 months without his salary. And essentially he blew his top following a match between Raja Casablanca and Wydad Athletic Club, 1-1. But the media who defended that club here, Wydad Casablanca, and we've got a video of the coach addressing the press about how they've treated him in his time in Casablanca.
When I yeah, that's why I'm the coach. So I make the decisions, and of course. So, but you guys question all the time. You question. Yes, but you are the coach. Yeah, and I make the decisions. So leave me to make the decisions and die with the decisions.
They told you that you hear a lot of public.
No, not anymore. I'm off social media. One of the reasons I went off social media is because of the noise. And because everything is, this opinion, there's 5 million Widadis. I cannot satisfy 5 million people. I have to do what I believe inside my soul. I have to do what I believe is right.
Maybe what he believes should be right is Coach Rulani Mokwena re kopa o tle hae, because baya o hlopha. Let's go back to where Coach Rulani Mokwena comes from, Chlorkop. Now, information that we're getting exclusively, more sabcsport.com as well as Soccer Zone, is that Sundowns have now applied to SAFA to have the transfer window brought early so that they can sign players essentially for the FIFA Club World Cup that starts. Their first game is on the 14th of June, and they've asked SAFA to facilitate the window to be opened a little bit earlier because they want to sign new players that can play at these clubs in USA in the next couple of months, Andile.
And see, people are going to hear that it's going to be a bit of an uproar to guitar. They want to sign more players, they want a special window, but it's nothing new in the world of football with this new big Club World Cup being set up.
Premier League is doing it already. La Liga is doing it already. And this applies to all the teams in the league. And what's more special about this, remember, it's a short-term transfer window, which means still is as of window for the normal league season, either in winter or summer, when you look at Europe. And this is the scenario. Arnold, his contract ends in Liverpool, right? When it ends, Real Madrid and possibly going to Real Madrid. Normally, because of joining a knockout. But manje, because Real Madrid says we can sign you in a short period, from Club World Cup up to the end. So that is incredible. And I think it's at the discretion of ISAFA, which they can allow it or not, but izobasiza mabangenza kanjalo. And you know, that really will do a lot for Sundowns because there's players ama contract abaphela end of June. So if bangavumi ngeke baye Club World Cup.
Absolutely. Hopefully, happy coach. From 1st of July, tournament here, USA will still be ongoing out in the USA. Let's move on now to our next story. It concerns Chippa United now. It's important in the sense that Chippa United have said they are open to bids for Snokolo, Kwaiba, as well as Stanley Nwabali. We know Nwabali for sure is the player that they almost very much sold in their previous season, but that didn't happen. Kwaiba is top of his game at the moment, and they are saying the right price will get them the player, Andile. He will subsequently could move on. Coach Thabo September has even said in media that he's resigned to losing Kwaiba in the next couple of weeks.
19 appearances, 6 goals, 1 assist, only 25 years old, Togi, is Kwaiba. Kona langembona kona. Stanley Nwabali, one of the best this season, one of the best on the continent, if the last AFCON is anything to go by. Kona lababona kona.
Yes, good to follow but to be honest, I mean, if it's cool my bowler, Kwaiba is still young and himself a call-up to Hugo Bruce. Very, very, very energetic, and I think he can make a difference in the middle of the park in Naturena. Now, when you talk Nwabali, Nigerian international, he's #1 for Nigerian national team, and udlala namatita wonke la phuma overseas. Now, when you look at stats sakhe, he is like #3 in most saves, and he's one of the top goalkeepers in South Africa. So somehow, I solve indaba.
Gupi.
In Naturena. Listen, he can.
Yeah,
He's one of the best goalkeepers. Kanti mawuthi ufuna ukulungisa. Melulande scrap. Melulande at the top. In order for you, mabati pound to pound. Bangati pound with 3 cents.
Well, just in case Stanley Nwabali do not move to local clubs, this now brings me to my next story in the sense that Wyscout and the PSL have finally reached an agreement. Wyscout is a video service that sends out video clips of players in the local league to Europe, outside the African continent. After 2 seasons or so of not having a firm agreement, now it's in place. So that means that Kwaiba and Nwabali could potentially be seen. And then our final story, Royal AM. I'm told the ladies team is playing because, remember, SARS did not necessarily attach that entity. It's separate, and as an amateur club can continue to play while the male footballers bona ha ba sana mo ba dulang teng ha bona, therefore they are free agents and they will be looking for a new home. So we'll update you on those stories and more on sabcsport.com.
Ebevaliwe ke uElias Mokwena. Nansi ibhola ehle bayilopha phezu kwakho uNositi. Abezomlatheni. Elotshwa la bhola phezu koNositi. Lenzeke into ibilindelwe ngabalandeli abaninzi. Azikhumbule ukuba iVAR ikhona kwi-quarter finals iqale apho iyadi yokufika kwi-finals. Sompempe usathetha nabantu abamncedisayo. Akoko uSompempe. Inqaku offside.
Southern Africa, there's just two. One to Orlando Pirates, one to Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, look again, beautifully down, looking for the return ball. Pirates in behind the defence, looking at it again. And Southfish trying to find Otto. Important work defensively. From range, straight into the arms of Musawi.
Anabone khileo bayitsa bayiromela thula ka tlhoko kwa morago ndabe ya ithetha Philip Nhlondlo phela ibuela ka peka kwa mo tselenga bayiromela mo lephokoso thula ka tlhoko abane khone at the right time at the right place na kwa maleba mo maemong a maleba Sipoche.
Now the throw comes in. Flicked up backwards by Zamalek head. Now into the near post and Koo drives it across goal and there's the opener. Sensational from Stellenbosch. Sile Nduli picks up the loose ball in the area. Again it was the long throw. Again Zamalek didn't cope with it.
An incredible feat for all three South African teams that play CAF football in the Champions League, of course, as well as the Confederations Cup. A big surprise there with Stellenbosch, of course. They now go on to meet Simba, coached by South African coach Fadlu in that one day. Doggy, any surprises there? Mamelodi Sundowns as well as Orlando Pirates going through. They're meeting Al Ahly and Pyramids. It's Egypt versus South Africa.
Number one.
Here is the ref.
Hey kumnandi khaya kunekhona yami hayi ithi ngibangena ke right singena via Orlando siya ku CAF right MC Alger and Orlando Pirates. There's what we call simulation. Simulation is pretending to have been fouled and deceiving the referee. Let's go and see if this player was fouled uAyob. Asambe nekhaya ke siyobona ke ukuthi no uFan Rooyen is trying to kick there. He did not get the ball. He did not kick anyone, but the player there decided to go through Van Rooyen and deceive the referee, pretending to have been fouled. And then siyabona lana Ibrahim Traore uyayibona lento ukuthi ayikho la this player utry ukubamba inkuzi. He ignored that but gave a yellow card for simulation. Correct decision by Ibrahim Traore from Ivory Coast for giving a yellow card for simulation. Silo sakusaseka right asambeni ke siya Loftus kona ke kune big teams that were playing over the weekend. Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, right. Asambeni ke sibona ukuthi what happened first? It's simulation. Not simulation, it's mass confrontation. Kuyaluyiwa lama. And amakuliwa kune rule in the law book under law 12 is showing lack of respect for the game. A player must be cautioned. Asambeni ukuthi abobani ba show a lack of respect udog. Dog sababon asambeni ke right. Kuna labafon look at that look at that. A player goes with a lunge that is reckless on his own. We are missing. We are donsa futhi. Usirino lo. Makateta lana Lucas. We are one of no. Lo mutu lo uzonglimaza. We are push. That is showing lack of respect for the. Look at that there. That is a lunge. So that is reckless. That player must be cautioned. Then makateta lana we are donsa and then we are retaliate. By law, it's showing lack of respect for the game. So Lucas was cautioned. Look at it. So it's turned. But then it's turned. Yellow card for his retaliation, which is showing lack of respect. And for Serino, he has got 2 counts. Showing lack of respect and also the lunge, which is more reckless.
So he should have gotten a yellow there?
He should have both of them, yellow.
All right, well, let's take a look at what people are asking you. Nangu, Banyana Mponeng. Aibo. Uti, it was a soft offside. That one year Sundowns versus Chiefs. It is always allowed in football. They say it's not just him. The coach at Sundowns, he also wants us to take a look at it. Have a look.
Then it's after it's obvious, then comes a goal that is offside. I think you also, if you didn't saw, go back and look at it because it's clear. So when we work in a country that doesn't have a VAR, that's what happens. So just go back, take the image, you have the images, get the image from the TV, and there's a team that loses this competition out of a mistake from the referee.
Yeah, Coach Cardoso, arbitros de la CAF, de la FIFA Victor, will explain it to you today. Right, let's go to the match, Chiefs and Sundowns. We see a goal scored. Offside law says when a player is nearer to his opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second last opponent. Let's see who's nearer to the goal line than both the ball and the second last opponent. Nizoyibone ekhaya la ngoba ngizozama ukuyifreeze so that nibone ukuthi no who is nearer to the opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second last opponent. Ngiyastoppa la. Who is nearer to the goal line? You can see Dupreez there when George Matlo crossed the ball. He is nearer to the opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second last opponent. So that is offside. So we'll wait for interference because we say it is not an offense to be in an offside position. When the ball is played, you play the ball, you are now interfering with play. Therefore, flag should come out for offside. Some say, no, ayiko, offside from a square ball. No, you can't. The only time when we talk of a square ball, no, ayiko offside is when this player, this one who crossed is here. Then when he crosses the ball, dog, ayiko because so ubulala offside, the player is behind the ball, and then no one can be offside when he's behind the ball. But my son, offside, the player is in front, upambili, and Maga Pambili, offside law says he's offside, he must be penalized. But why would assistant referee pick up offside? This is soccer zone, sizokubonisa kahle ngoba siphethe yonke into la. Asibone ke ekhaya ukuthi no, why the assistant referee did not flag. Position yakhe ime njani. Sizonibonisa ke ukuthi no, he must be in line with the second last opponent. Now assistant referee was supposed to be here, but ula. So that is what made this decision a wrong call because he was wrongly positioned. So asisasekanga leswi.
There it is.
Yeah. So like South Africa, VAR.